so once you're past that writing block and you get kind of more of that flow state, you're like, oh, it just gave me another caveat to run down, and now I'm thinking of 20 different things, and now I feel like I got a much more succinct thought because I've been able to brain dump, or just it got me over that hurdle of that initial creativity block.
Talking about efficiencies with even social media, even writing captions. We'll talk about TikTok or TikTok Shop. Just to go chat GPT, write a viral caption for TikTok for this particular product. Boom, seconds, copy, paste, done. Clean it up a little bit, and it's been a game changer for me.
Sure.
Just in terms of the speed and I think learning how to use it, the human element that I think my message to everyone is now very clear. Like, your critical thinking has to be in how can it make my day faster, better? How can it improve my ability to get things done faster? And how can it allow me to accomplish more? And then from there, how can it create better experiences for my partners and customers? And when you start thinking like that and exploring it, I think that's the step that you can't bypass that. And I think some people who are maybe a little more challenged by it are not thinking that type of critical thinking about its own value to them yet. So they're not able to get it to provide them with consistent.
Yeah, you have to let those walls down, and you have to just give it all the information. You have to give it everything, even if it's, my wife makes fun of the prompts that I write, to your point on prompts, because I give it too much information. But I'm like, if it knows everything, if I can dump all of this information, even like what you said with your agents of, I would like to get a transaction out of it. You're like, I want to get a transaction and be able to follow up. I want to do this. I want to do that. I think maybe this could help. Maybe and I'm just dumping all that information in there. And it's pulling that, to your point, the brain dump, and it's just giving me that succinct thought that has all of that.
It's incredible.
It's incredible. Yeah.
It is.
It really is. It's so helpful. And you just have to trust that you're not giving it too much information. You have to trust that it will sound like you, and you might have to alter things slightly. It's funny. We had to write copy for an advertisement that was going in a magazine, and it wrote the most perfect idea. But it just, because it's AI, it was just missing the poeticness. All the words were right. All the words were in the correct order. The message was there, but it just needed some like bridging words that just made it feel more poetic. And it was fun to kind of take that, break apart what it had said, and then just rearrange the words a little bit. And it gave it a much more poetic feel. But we could have gone with exactly what AI had pushed out, but it was like, hey, this was important. It was an important piece of copy that I thought it was kind of telling us a different story that we wanted to go down. So, but it was really enjoyable to be like, hey, these are all the right words, and just noticing that element of, hey, it's still not human, it's still not right, but it's got all the right words. It was funny to have all the right pieces. They just needed to be kind of reframed and mixed up to sound poetic and flow a little bit better. So you still get to be involved.
The involvement and the progression, and I think the kind of aspect of creating more opportunity to be thoughtfully human in the business. Obviously, we're talking about that a lot, but speaking to both Jason and Chelsea, listening to Jason talk about his leadership style, what his focus was, completely sunk in with me in terms of how I think and what I think truly leading people is about. So it was really fun to hear him have that, and the idea that he's able to actually accomplish more of that with the way that he's operating is, that's a tangible value that he's creating to the people that are on his team and to his clients. And I think that's really cool. And Chelsea in particular, one of the things that stuck out to me was, here's someone who, to all of us, shouldn't be apprehensive at all about being on camera or using it, but openly talks about this is new to her, getting used to it. Fantastic, very comfortable on camera, uses AI in really effective ways on the title side to help. And I thought it was really cool because it was a really good example. Both she and Jason, this is stepping a little out of their comfort zone
for sure,
and watching the results, come back and see that level of confidence, and Jason touched on it actually, and I think a social media post later that really is a big one. So I thought that was really cool. And then you touched on some of the ad copy, but what we went through with 𝘤𝘪𝑭h𝘭, right, and what she's doing with SAC Real Producers. I mean, that's human to human connection.
Yeah, it's funny that you said that. I was going to transition when you were talking leadership. It was like
Yeah.
one of the most fun aspects of doing the podcast and being behind the scenes and being able to not have to think about what you're going to say next, but actually listening to what everyone says. You kind of connect all these pieces, and you take some leadership conversations with Jason and what he's doing with the AI. And then you hear someone like Katie, who's talking to industry leaders in all facets of this industry. And you hear kind of the same kind of message of this person to person, this relationship, being who you are, allowing people to see who that individual is, who you are, who, you know, all of your, you know, faults, and people just being authentic and striving for that authentic connection with two people and building those relationships, and just hearing kind of the same thread. We had Joellen Brooks on. She was humble and she was being authentic on you know, one of the takeaways.
One of her most viral videos was when she was being humble. Remember when she didn't sell the house and pulled the sign up and said, "I didn't sell the house." That was pretty powerful. Like, I still think about it to this day.
Yeah, that's I guess that's what I'm trying to say is, as I'm formulating my thought, authenticity has been such a core message with everyone that we've kind of sat down with, and seeing them become their most authentic self. Nick Gonzalez had mentioned it too, about being on a team and with his mentor. Like, it's just been the kind of the underlying theme, or at least it's been my takeaway.
Totally agree. And you mentioned that with Nick, you know, just the importance of being connected to people that help guide us is something that we had I think a really poignant conversation around, as far as the scarcity mindset kind of took hold for this industry as things shifted and people kind of isolated themselves to not wanting to invest in the business and themselves, trying to you know, essentially hoard whatever they're able to capture, versus you need to invest not only in the resources in the team and the support and the tools to touch more of your sphere and your audience, but also to be in rooms and on teams with people that bring value and complement your skill sets and help you think. I endlessly say I'm at my personal best when I'm not only coaching, but being coached at the same time. And for me, they provide different types of things than I think oftentimes is discussed. Being coached isn't really, for me, the accountability driver. It's the creativity, the blind spot, the different way of thinking. Accountability for me comes in coaching, because it really pushes on if I'm, you know, preaching or saying someone should be doing this, I absolutely should be living the same standards.